Alrighty. Alright, what's up, motherfuckers? Peter Gilmore here, in a pissed off mood. But you knew that already. But welcome once again to another video right here on the Peter Gilmore YouTube wrestling channel, youtube.com/Peter Gilmore. Thank you all for watching. Make sure you like the video, hit that subscribe button down below on this channel and all my other channels, which are down below in the description box. And as always, follow me on Facebook, follow me on Twitter and Instagram. Share the video all over the internet and tap the bell, turn on all my notifications so you never ever go fuck yourself ever miss an upload. And that's pretty much all I gotta say about that. So do whatever the fuck you want to do with the video. Leave a comment, come in the chat, act like a jabroni, and that's all I gotta say about that. And if you don't like it, well, like my banner says, suck my dick. And that's all I gotta say about that. So you don't like it, too goddamn bad. Come do something about it. That's it. Alright. Got my good buddy Nick in the chat. Or was in the chat. I don't know if he's still in the chat or if he's even around, but he says hi. So, hi Nick. That's all I gotta say about that. So, hope you're having a good day. Hope you had a good day, Nick. And that's all I gotta say. That's all I gotta say about that. Hope you all had a great day. And even better than mine. So it is what it is. I didn't give two shits about today. So I don't even know why I'm here, but let's give me 1 second. Sorry, I'm just technical difficulties. That's all I gotta say about that. All right, so like I said, hope everybody had a great Tuesday. A better Tuesday than I did. And like I said, I shouldn't even be here right now, but I'm here for the fans, and that's all I gotta say about that. So yeah, it is what it is. So I just didn't have a great day today, and I'll let the cat out of the bag. And I know this might be clipped, and it might be. I really don't care if it's clipped and it gets taken out and people upload it. Trolls upload it. I really don't give a shit. Like I said, I had a bad day and today, and I've been under a lot of stress for like the last 6 months, and it just like came to a boil today, and I was like this close to overdosing today. I was like just ready to end my life today. I just didn't give two shits today, so but yeah, so that's all I gotta say about that. So yeah, you could have, you're lucky that I'm here right now, because I was like, this close to, you know, this close to saying hello to Satan. But I always say hello to Satan, so really would have been, a hello, just like, hey, how you doing? I'm back. You know, but it is what it is. I really don't give two shits about what other people think. You know, people overhearing things and whatever. I really don't give two shits. So that's really all I gotta say about that. So, but yeah, I'm here now. After basically I took a nap like around 4 o'clock, and then I didn't get up till like 9:30. Then basically been up since 9:30, and I wanted to go back to sleep, but I was hungry, so and I wanted to watch NXT because I fell asleep watching NXT. Well, not watching it, I fell asleep even before NXT aired, and I'm kind of watching it right now. But I want to just do the review and then rewatch it. So it is what it is, and that's all I gotta say. Pretty much about that. So, but like I said, I'm here for the fans, and you know, I don't know. I don't know how much more of a time that I got left. Not on here, I mean, but just like I said, just there's too much fucking shit going on, and I'm getting to the point of just like shutting down everything. It is what it is. I know Nick's watching. He's one of my loyal supporters and everything, and you know, I'm thinking it's just it might be time to shut down. I mean, for good. I'm not talking about 6 months or anything like that, like I took in 2017. I'm talking about like forever, because I just I just gotten to the point that I just don't care anymore. I mean, YouTube's not even an escape anymore. Social media, social media is not you know not fun anymore. You know, I have I have friends that I think are friends, and then they stab me in the back, and then they're like, "Oh, I'm sorry, give me another chance." I'm like, "Fuck you." All right, like you get no second chances with me. I'm sorry. I don't care what you did, what how bad you stab me in the back or anything like that. Rarely I'll give you a second chance. Rarely, but as of now, you know, it is what it is what it is, and I'm done giving out second chances to people. I'm done. So it is what it is. I'm just gonna be who I am. I'm gonna say whatever the fuck I want, whether it be here on YouTube, on Facebook, on Twitter, rarely on Instagram, but mostly on Facebook and Twitter, and here. And I'm gonna say whatever the fuck I want and do whatever the fuck I want. And if people don't like it, well, there's the door. Don't let it hit your fat ass on the way out. That's all I gotta say about that. I don't need your sympathy. I don't need your pity. I don't need anything from you motherfuckers. That's all I gotta say about that. I don't need anybody's fucking pity party and crying and bitching and complaining and feeling like I'm watching fucking wrestling and everybody's bitching and complaining and watching, That's what that's what life is. A bitch fest. Bitching and complaining. Every fucking day. I'm not bitching and complaining, I'm just telling you the real truth. Like I said, if you don't like it, there's the door. Or if you're on YouTube, click the little X button, get the fuck off. Get the fuck off and suck my fucking hard Italian cock. And that's all I gotta say about that. Alright? You don't like it, then there's two things you can do. One, come fight me and try to knock me out, but you're not, because I'm still gonna be alive. Or two, hit the X button, get the fuck off. And that's all I gotta say about that. But thank you for the free views and thank you for the free dislikes. I don't give a shit. I don't care who you are. If you look, you're a fucking 13-year-old little brat, a little bitch from Millville, New Jersey, another bitch from Philadelphia, or if you're over the pond in the UK. I don't give a fuck who you are. This is what you get. Like I said, do something about it. But you're not. And even if you're a bald-headed bastard with a tiny little cock that has fake subs and he got fucking exposed tonight about it. Oh man, I would love to freaking give you guys the link to this video, but I'm not gonna do it out of privacy to the person that made the video exposing that bald-headed bastard for buying subs again and got caught doing it. So all I gotta say is if you want the link, then hit me up via on my social media account. So I'm not gonna put it out here or in the description box or anything like that. But that's all I gotta say about that. Anyway, enough about the bullshit. Let's get to NXT. Let's get to your NXT review for tonight for November. God damn it! For September the 21st, 2021. If you're now watching from somewhere else, it's September the 22nd, 2021. So we're gonna talk NXT 2.0 tonight. Gonna make this short and sweet because basically this show is garbage, like everything else in the fucking WWE. But it is what it is, and that's all I gotta say about that. Nick's still here. Yeah, he's still here. Thank you. Take your time. Blah blah blah. Yeah, I had to take a second to rant and get my settings all get myself ready because I wasn't ready yet. But it is what. Nick's always watching. He's even watching me sleep. No, I'm just kidding. Anyway, flip floppers. Yep, that's what they are. That's basically everybody in on social media and in real life. They're a bunch of flip flopping pieces of shit. And that's like I said, I don't give out second chances that much because I don't trust anybody. I don't trust one single solitary soul. I don't. I don't trust any single solitary motherfucker. I don't. And if you have a problem with that, then too goddamn bad. Too goddamn bad. Like I said, there's the door. Hit the X button. Get the fuck off my channel and get the fuck off my social media accounts. I don't need your fucking pity. Unfollow me on Facebook. Unfriend me on Facebook. Unfollow me on Twitter and unfollow me on Instagram. You don't like it. I don't give a shit. Speaking of Instagram, I did a video I think it was yesterday that got over 150 followers on Instagram. So that's not a great milestone, but so I've had Instagram for almost a year now and should have more followers than I do, but most of them are fake people. So it is what it is. But the real followers I have on Instagram, thank you all for that, and hopefully I get to 200 by the end of the year, and we'll see what happens with all that. But like I said, I don't use Instagram that much. I just check it every once in a while. It's like that in Twitter. Twitter I use a little bit more than Instagram, but it is what it is. My main social media accounts Facebook and YouTube. So damn, itching up a storm today. Sorry about that. It's hot. That's why. It's hot, and the buggies are out. So That's why. It is what it is. It's fucking hot in my house as it is, but you knew that already. All right, I wasted 15 minutes talking and ranting and bitching and complaining and whatnot. You don't want to hear that. You came here for some wrestling. But if you like me bitching and complaining, then thank you. That's all I gotta say about that. All right, let's get to this thing. All right, so this is your NXT review, NXT 2.0 review for September 21st, 2021, from the new Capitol Wrestling Center in Orlando, Florida. At the Double Dare, at the Double Dare set, still looks like shit. And that's that. Yeah, the set looks like shit. Looks like you're at a game show. Not even a good game show for that matter. But yeah, so this is the second week of the new NXT, the rebranded NXT, the Bruce Pritchard, Vincent Kennedy McMahon version of NXT. And last week was not gonna be sorry, my back is really itchy. I'm sorry. No, I'm not gonna sugarcoat anything, but last week's NXT, the first episode of the new brand or the rebrand, it was pretty decent. It wasn't bad. Just the set looked like shit, but the lighting was good. Some of the matches were okay, but I mean, the main event last week was awesome with the the Fatal 4-Way for the NXT title, which Tommaso Ciampa won. That was good. And we saw some new stars, some basically the people that were not even used. But now they're getting a showcase on this show. But like most of the matches that these newcomers are in are basically like 58 second to 3-minute suckfests for a 2-hour show. Go figure that one out. So we saw most of that last week. I mean, most of the matches were like 3 minutes. Like a minute and a half to like at most 6 minutes. Because they had to fill time for the title match, which went about 15-20 minutes. Then you had the wedding last week between Dexter Gaylord Loomis and Indy Ophelia Hartwell. So they had to put most of the time towards that stuff, and then in between you had filler matches that lasted like 3 minutes. So really, you couldn't go to the bathroom if you even wanted to. I guess doing if you wanted to go to the bathroom, you can go during the title match or the wedding. But it is what it is. But I mean, last week they got over 700,000 views last week. And I guess to Vince, that's like a success, for a rebrand, if you will, if whatever you want to call it. 700 some odd thousand. Not bad, but I've seen better. But I mean, if you want to start a new show, we saw Rampage. What did Rampage do in their first show? 1 million, I think. All because of who, Mr. Phil Brooks, at the Last Dance on the debut episode of Rampage, which this week got 642,000 views. But excuse me, but I think this week's edition of Rampage is gonna go as our good friend Cameron Grimes says. Rampage's rating this week is gonna go to the moon, and that's it. And speaking of that, I know Nick's going tomorrow. Lucky bastard. And Mikey Mittens is going as well, and a bunch of other people I know going, except for this guy. But it is what it is. Um. So Nick, go have fun tomorrow. You know, you know. Hey Nick, bring a sign that says Vince fears the Gilmore Cutter. Maybe you're getting on TV. I don't know. Or just bring a sign that says Gilmore Cutter. Somebody do that. Nick, I know you have friends, that might be going. Just tell them to bring a sign that says Gilmore Cutter and try to get it on TV. On Rampage or on Dynamite tomorrow. That's all I got to say about that. Anyway, speaking of Rampage, AEW is being smart tomorrow. They're being smart. This is what's going to happen. Nick, I want you to listen to this. Now, they're doing a meet and greet tomorrow at Arthur Ashe Stadium about 5:30. They're going to have Adam Cole, baby, among some of the AEW superstars you might meet tomorrow at 5:30. By the way, $75 to meet Adam Cole. Really, Adam? 75? When I met you way back in 2010 and I only had to pay $20? But no, the Young Bucks are doing a meet and greet. You know how much they would be charging? An arm and a leg. Maybe 2 arms and a leg. Or maybe 2 arms and 2 legs. And maybe you dick too. Because, the Bucks are all about the money. Yeah, so the big stars, you have to pay $75 and up. But you want to meet somebody like Nyla Rose? Oh, $20 for Nyla Rose! Yay! I'm not paying $75 to meet Adam fucking Cole. I mean, I do it, but because it's Adam fucking Cole, or the Bucks, or Kenny, or Bryan Danielson. But CM Punk would charge like $500 to meet him. But it is what it is. Money, money is money, as they say, or whatever they say, whatever. But yeah, $75 to meet Adam Cole tomorrow. I think Thunder Rose is going to be there, but I think she's charging, I think it's $40 or $50. Autographs don't come cheap anymore. Because back in my day, when I was like going to Ring of Honor a lot, you could meet a schlub like Kevin. Well, not a schlub, but you can meet Kevin Steen. You can meet Adam Cole. You can meet the Bucks. I mean, the Bucks were double the price because they're a tag team. So you would meet them. You have to pay $30, maybe at most $40. But now if you go to a Ring of Honor show, especially in New York City, the prices have gone up a little bit. I think they went up to for a singles wrestler it's $30, and I think for a tag team, I think it's 40 or 50 now. And if you want to do the whole round table, $200 for that, plus whatever you sit. If you sit ringside, it's like another $200 plus the fees and everything, plus a soda or a hot dog or whatever you want to eat at the Hammerstein or wherever you go. It is what it is, man. It's better, you're better off going to an indie show like WOW where you can get an autograph for at most $20. Or if you're lucky, you can get a picture for free, but No, I understand. These superstars. They need money. Because they're not getting paid much. Especially if you're working at an indie show, because you're basically getting paid just to have dinner. Well, you get paid like maybe $20 to $50 a show just to maybe you do the match, you get the hell out of there. There's your dinner for tonight, and you're probably sleeping in your car or something like that. That's how it was back in the day. But and still today, if you want to become a wrestler, good luck. Good luck, because you don't get paid much, and most of these indie wrestlers that you see, they're in other promotions because they need money to pay their bills or pay their rent or pay their car payment or whatever. They're in multiple promotions. Or, around, if you're living around my area, you'll see a guy like Darius Carter wrestling in WW. He'll be in BCW. He'll be in Pro Wrestling Magic. He'll be, in other promotions around the country. Guy gets around. But that's what he does. Besides his, I would assume he has a regular job. That but wrestling might, for some people, is like a side job, because their regular job doesn't really help them pay the bills and everything. So, and as much as I would love to get into the wrestling business, and I came this close to actually working in the wrestling business with my good friend Joel Maximo, even though he tried to rip me off for $500. Don't ask me that. Just you want to ask me about that? I'll just say is go ask Joel Maximo about that, because I could have worked with Joel in FSW, doing what I don't know. He probably wanted me to take some bumps and all that shit. I mean, I wouldn't mind, but $500? Yeah. If it was $500 a month, there's no way I'm giving him $500 a month at the weight I would, with the money I was making at that time. No. And it's not, and I could have been the ring announcer, not to take anything away from Ryan, who was the FSW ring announcer, or Shane Fair, my good buddy Shane Fair, who is like a legend in the indie. Ryan and Shane Fair are like legends in the indie scene here in the Northeast. So I'm not gonna take their job away from them. I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna hurt one of my, two friends like that. So if I did work for Joel, probably be either setting up the ring or maybe commentary. Because the guys who did commentary for FSW, I hate to say this, and they're probably not watching, and Joel's not watching either, but they suck. I'm sorry. The commentary for FSW and FPW, well, I really shouldn't say FPW, but because what's that guy's name? Pete Rosato, I think his name is Nick. What's his name? Pete Rosato, right? Who did FPW? I think his name is Pete Rosato. I have no problem with Pete Rosato. He's a good guy. I met him a couple of times at FPW shows. But the commentary that did FSW made me want to vomit. That's why I told Joel, I said, I'll do commentary, I'll do whatever the hell you want. I just don't let me get beat up or anything like that. But things didn't work out. And even though the person that got me to talk to Joel Maximo, guess who that guy was? Nick, you're gonna love this one. You ready? You sitting down, Nick? You sitting down. I hope you're sitting down. Or you laying down? You sitting down? Standing up? I don't know what you're doing. But the man that got me in touch with Joel Maximo was our good friend from Ring of Honor. Well, he doesn't work for Ring of Honor no more, but you might know him from that. I just say that. From a little group called the Embassy. I'll let Nick think about that. Let it marinate for a little bit. Who that person might be. I'll tell you one thing. It's not Jimmy Rave. It's not Jimmy Jacobs. But it was a guy that was in the Embassy. It's not Princess Mia Yim, by the way. Speaking of Mia Yim, what the fuck is up with Keith Lee? I was on Twitter last night and I saw a video of Keith Lee. I think he was in a dark match or something like that. Well, basically it was a dark match, because he doesn't really do Raw anymore. Keith Lee has a new name. And supposedly he's doing a new look. Basically look the same, but his name now is Keith the Bearcat Lee. Sorry for that. Hit the button. Keith Bearcat Lee? Are you kidding me? Nick, I think it's time that we grab the Book of Doom. And I hope you're doing it with me, Nick. On the count of 3, grab your Book of Doom or grab whatever you have. 1, 2, 3. Keith, God. Keith Bearcat Lee? Who gave him that name? Did Keith Lee actually make that up? Or is this Vince McMahon or Bruce Pritchard's idea? I think it's Keith Lee's idea, and I think it's horrible. I'm just saying, it's horrible. And that's why Keith Lee is basically relegated to doing dark matches before Monday Night Raw. Because he can't physically do a 10, 15-minute match on Raw because of his condition and everything. Which I understand that, but Bearcat? Why don't you just name yourself Braun Breaker? Or Von Wagner? Or just change your name. Just change your name, Change your name to Leroy Johnson or something like that. Or just come out in a skeleton costume and go, the Skeleton from Parts Unknown. Anyway, so Nick, did you figure out who the man that actually got made me get in touch with the man Joel Maximo? Like I said, I gave you the hint, Nick. I gave you a big hint. Ring of Honor, Embassy. Like I said, it's not Jimmy Jacobs. It's not Jimmy Rave or anybody who used to be in the Embassy, like Mia Yim. But I will say he is a... Okay. How can I say this without giving it away? He has a friend called... No, well, not... All right, Nick got it. Nick got it. Prince Nana. Our good friend Prince Nana. Tommaso Ciampa. No, it wasn't Tommaso Ciampa. Tommaso Ciampa was never in the Embassy. But anyway, Prince Nana was the man. I got in touch with Prince Nana because I was trying to get in Ring of Honor, and I was trying to maybe get in the back door somehow. Go through Prince Nana. Maybe you can put in a good word for me with Kerry Silken and company to maybe do something, not take over for Kevin Kelly or Steve Carino or anything like that. I could have been a backstage interviewer like Quinn McKay is. By the way, Quinn McKay, mm, you know, or what's her name? Uh, what's her name? Not Scarlett. Scarlett. Scarlett wasn't a backstage interviewer. She was for a brief time. She was a member of the House of Truth, and gave Nigel McGuinness a lap dance at Supercard of Honor. What number was that? I think it was Supercard of Honor 7 when Kevin Steen lost the Ring of Honor title to Jay Briscoe. So, yeah, during that show, the House of Truth came out. It was Truth. I forget who. I think it was Elgin or Roddy. And yeah, Scarlett Below. But yeah, Scarlett wasn't known as Scarlett Below. Just named as Scarlett with the red hair, by the way, not with the silver gray hair she has now. And then they had that other chick. I forgot her name. Nick, if you know her name, let me know. But strong as an ox. I think her name was Melissa. I forget what her name was. But anyway, yeah. So during the match, Scarlett and this other chick, they're at ringside, and then Scarlett goes right over to she's flirting around with the fans a little bit. Then she goes over to Nigel and just straddles him. And just basically gives him a she's just riding the crap out of him. Good Lord, Nigel. Nigel's a married man. And I'm screaming, he's a married man! But you think Nigel give a shit? I wish I was Nigel McGuinness at that point. I mean, who wouldn't want to get a lap dance from Scarlett Bordeaux? Now or then? Well, now you probably get your ass handed to you by Killer Kross, but that's another story for another time. But back then, that was a good thing, because Ring of Honor never had that many women there, besides Scarlett and that big strong chick, not Sasha Martino. No, I forgot her name. God damn it, I don't even know her name, but yeah, Scarlett. Yeah, that chick with it was in the House of Truth. You had well, even before then, you had Daisy Hayes. You had the original First Lady of Ring of Honor, which was Sarah Del Rey, Sarah D'Amato. You had was back not when I was going from when I started going from 2006 up to now, really. Like I said, didn't have that many women, so you had Mia Yim, Daisy Hayes, Sarah D'Amato, and then for a brief time you had Serena Deeb was there for a little bit, not too long, but maybe like a show or two. Awesome Kong was there for like one show, and that was it. And then they started, later on in the years, a couple of years ago, they brought in, women like Scarlett, Veda Scott. That's what I was thinking of, the redhead. They brought in Veda Scott, Quinn McKay, Angelina Love, Mandy Leon, the goddess of Brooklyn, by the way. She invited me over to, what was it, Glory by Honor, I think it was. But I was like, you got me a ticket? I'll go, but don't got the funds and don't got the yeah, don't got the funds to go there. So But thank you for actually inviting me and everything. But anyway, they got Sumi Sakai. They got a lot of women there now, but then there was no women's division, even though they called it the Women of Honor. But most of the women you saw were like basically like not many people, like Mia Yim or or Sarah Del Mato or Sarah Del Rey or even Daisy Hayes. That was it. Yeah, three women, maybe four. That's not a division, but most of the ladies you did see back from like 2008 to 2012, maybe 13. I would say between 2008 and 2012, there wasn't that many women there. But now that they got this women's division, which not the greatest, well, congratulations to Roxy. No, not that Roxy from TNA. Roxy, little pint-sized little midget. She won the women's title at Glory by Honor. Not no Death Before. I'm sorry, Death Before Dishonor. So she beat Miranda Alizé in the finals of the women's tournament. So that's all nice and dandy. I was hoping Miranda Alizé would win. But yeah, so Roxy wins the Women of Honor title, and now she's basically asking for challengers. So we'll see what happens with that. And yeah, but it is what it is. But yeah, Prince Nana was the man that I got in contact with, trying to get into the business, if you will. And he said, "Yeah, go talk to Joel Maximo. He's got a promotion, And I didn't know about FSW at the time. I didn't know anything, about. I knew who Joel Maximo was, but I didn't know he had a promotion or anything. So I got in touch with Joel. Sorry. I found out about FSW, and he invited me over to his where they originally were doing their shows in like a garage or something like that. Nick might know that one. In Brooklyn, New York, at like 36th Street or something like that. The old FSW arena, whatever it was, back in the day before they went. There were some shows they went to like Bay Ridge, and then they started, and then and then my good buddy Tom got me to come over to a place in the American Legion Hall in Brooklyn, New York, where I started. I didn't start with FSW. I started with Tier 1 and FBW, and then went to St. Finbar's and everything, blah blah blah, and then the rest is history. I'm not going to go into that. So anyway, I met Joel at the garage and everything. We talked a little bit, maybe like 10 minutes. 10 minutes. We just talk. It's like, oh, what do you want to do? Blah blah. It's like, we'll do some commentary. Let's try it. It's like, I want to do ring announcing, but I don't want to step on Ryan's toes or anything. I don't want to step on anybody else's toes. I can set up the ring, whatever you want me to do, but I really want to do some commentary. So it's like, all right, we'll set up a date. To come back down. We'll watch a tape, and then we'll see how you do, and then blah blah blah. And that's where I met Santan the Sultan as well, because he was actually he came down the block. I didn't know who he was, and then me and the missus met him, coming out of the place. So when I was talking to Joel, Santan came up to me. He's like, "Who the hell are you?" It's like, "You here for training?" I'm like, no. So Joel's like, "Oh, he's here for the job." So Santan the Sultan and a couple other guys joking around for like 10 minutes. That's it. Then me and Joel took a picture, which is on my Facebook, by the way. And that's it. And then, a couple months later, I was supposed to go to do the I was supposed to go to his back to his place, but it was like dark, and I was like, I don't know if I want to go over there. It's like 5:30 at night. By the time I get back to my house, it's like might be like, depending how long I'm there with him, might be 9, 10 o'clock. And I have to go on the train back, and it's not especially at night, that good. But it is what it is. And then he asked me if I had $500. I'm like, for what? And he's like, oh, don't worry about it. I was like, okay. That's it. And nothing else happened after that. But I kept going to the FSW shows. Then I started going to FSW. Then I went to FBW, Tier 1, Evolve. And then, that's where I met Nick and everything. So. But, but people's like, oh, you didn't work, you never worked in wrestling, you this and that, like I said, I was this close. But I have taken bumps on that ring, and you try it. I take it better than most of the wrestlers do. These up and comers, like don't know how to freaking take a goddamn bump. It took a couple of tries. I hurt myself the first time. Didn't hurt myself. I almost hurt myself the first time. It's like I forgot, so I went flat back, as they say, when people say flat back, I kind of tripped over myself. Boom! I almost freaking hurt my elbow. And Joel's looking at me like, I was like, I'm like, my bad. Let me do it again. Did it? Joel's like, holy shit, this guy's good. Did it a couple of times, and I was like, okay, I gotta stop because I think I'm getting dizzy. So to say I never took a bump, you could kiss my ass. And that's all I gotta say. That's all I gotta say about that. That wasn't the first time I took a bump. The first time I took a bump was way back when at a USWA show. When they had the Metal Maniac, they had Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert. I remember him. They had this was like 90. I don't even remember what year it was, but 90, somewhere in the 90s, around when ECW was around. Not the old ECW, not Vince's ECW. I'm talking about when ECW was around. I would say 93, no, 99, not even 93. I think 93 to I would say maybe 97, 98, somewhere around that area. My dad took me to the show, and it was a long way away. And I sat in like the third row. And I think Hacksaw Jim Duggan, was in the main event. Good Lord. Hacksaw Jim Duggan in the main event. Then they had another match when they beat the crap out of each other. They went on the stage, and the guy gives him a pile driver on the table. I was like, oh, the guy's dead. They're like, he's dead. And then during here's a funny story Nick might like, that during intermission, when they were, the wrestlers would come out and like they would try to sell their merch and everything. The Metal Maniac was like behind me. I didn't even know it. I turned around. He's like, and he goes over to my dad. And he goes, "Hey, you!" go buy me a shirt. And I'm just like, I walked away. I'm like, you deal with him, dude. Yeah, so the Metal Maniac almost kicked my dad's ass. And me being like a 12 in my teens, I'm like, I'm not gonna help him. You know, got this big 260-pound dude known as the Metal Maniac coming in like, hey, go buy my shirt, I'll kick your ass. You know. Just saying. I know he was joking and all, but it is what it is. But I met Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert after the after the show and everything, and then briefly talked to Hacksaw Jim Duggan. I think it was Uncle Earl. I think, or Uncle Luke, not Uncle Luke. One of the people used to hang out with Hillbilly Jim. Let's just put it that way. So I don't think it was Uncle Earl, because Uncle Earl's old. So I think it was Uncle Luke or somebody. But yeah, because I got to the show and it was like, the show kind of started, so I got there a little late. But it is what it is. Not the first time I went to a show with my dad, but it is what it is. But I took my dad to ECW 2000 back at the Elks Lodge in Queens, New York City. And we sat in a balcony. Well, we didn't sit in the balcony. We stood in the balcony because that place was sold out. And we saw, like, this craziness back in ECW 2000. When RVD was the television champion. He was in the main event against Balls Mahoney. Busted Balls Mahoney wide open. Hey, what's that red stuff? Like, it's grape juice. No. But yeah, so we had that. Then he had an altercation with that was the altercation that Bully Ray and Devon almost got arrested at that show. This was the time when the Mets and Yankees were so big and everything. They were heading to the World's, in the summer. They were like, I think it was like July. I think it was July, actually. July 2000, when the Mets and Yankees were just kicking some ass and everything. Yeah, Bully Ray and Devon almost got arrested because they beat up a fan. I mean, legit, a fan. Not like a plant or anything. A legit fan. This is when the Dudleys were acting like assholes most of the time, just almost causing riots and stuff, talking crap to the fans. Especially when at the pay-per-view they did, and I think it was in California. But it is what it is what it is. But yeah, they were talking smack to the fans, and Bully Ray, being Bully Ray, said something to a fan. It was I think it was a Mexican fan or a Latino fan, and started messing with him. And he's like, Taco Bell's across the street, you idiot. And then he's like, I'm sorry, I don't mean to be racial. And then he's like, Devon, he's like, I don't mean to be racial, but blah blah blah. But it's like, it's not my fault that Devon's gonna stick his his in your girlfriend's. So the fan, being a dumbass, threw a freaking soda or beer at Bully Ray. Bully Ray got pissed. Him and Devon went out in the ring, took this poor schmuck, took him over the rail, beat the crap out of him. While the fan or the other fans are trying to beat the Dudley boys up, and security's trying to get involved. I mean, it was just like a freaking riot in the front row. But I think, it might have been scripted. I don't know. But long story short, freaking Spike Dudley comes from the freaking balcony and dives off the balcony onto basically everybody. And then he starts getting beat up by the Dudley boys. Like, I think they gave him the 3D, and then Balls Mahoney came out with the chair and just started walloping freaking everybody. And then they had the during that show they had an epic promo by Tommy Dreamer. It came out with some type of weird freaking outfit, and he's talking to he has Francine there, of course. It wasn't not Beulah. I wish it was Beulah, but it was Francine with him. And then I think it was Steve Corino comes out, starts talking smack to Tommy and everything, and then Steve Corino's like, "Hey Tommy, nice rock suit." Or not rock suit, nice rock shirt, because how the Rock used to wear those weird shirts and everything. So Tom was like, "Oh, really?" So it's like, "You calling me the Rock, the Great One?" And he starts going on this humongous tangent, and he gets on the rope and says, he starts trying to do his best Rock impersonation. And then he goes, "If you smell what my ass just farted." I'm like, "What the hell are you talking about, Tommy?" And then Steve Corino basically tried to start a fight with Tommy. Tommy beat him up. And then Lance Storm and Justin Credible would come out and basically beat the crap out of Tommy. And that was it. I don't know. I forgot if Tommy got saved in that, but I think somebody came out to save Tommy, but I forget who it was. But yeah, but that show was pretty good, July of 2000, when ECW was on basically its last legs. That's all I gotta say about that. All right, enough about reminiscing about going down memory lane and everything. But if Nick liked it, that's all I gotta say about that. All right, let's get to NXT. I already wasted too much. All right, we start off NXT with a recap of last week's relaunch, with Tommaso Ciampa winning the NXT Championship in a fatal four-way. The ascension of Von Wagner. We also had the attack on Kyle O'Reilly, broken auto parts. Then him being saved by Von Wagner. So that by Ridge Holland and Pete fucking Dunne. We saw Carmelo Hayes' heel turn and the introduction, the debut of Trick Williams. We saw B-Fab in her debut and everything. Other stuff. Then we saw so the new set and everything, and then we saw Mandy Rose coming out with her new look, her new brunette look, which I have to say is yes, stay down. Sorry. So get that. All right, then we get to the stupid fucking intro with the rainbow colored crap and the down south slang theme. That's the theme song for NXT 2.0 now. Down south slang by some mumble rappers who suck. Get rid of it. Give me back All Out Light by Slipknot. God damn it. That's all I gotta say about that. And speaking of Slipknot, real quick, fuck you, MGK, Machine Gun Kelly. Fuck you for what you said about Slipknot. It's like, I don't want to be up here with 50-year-old people wearing masks. And then he starts going on a tangent about, it's like, what's your favorite Reese's Pieces flavor or something like that? Like, nobody gives a shit about that. Nobody gives a shit about your crappy music. You had a failed rap career, and then you try to. You're like, well, I guess you got buried by Eminem. So bad, you're like, oh, I guess my rap career is over. It's like, let's try the metal rock scene. How's that going for you there, MGK? Well, you might have the hottest woman in the world, sucking your what, but yeah, he could have Megan Fox, but still his rap career, his music career fucking sucks, dude. And you know what Corey Taylor thinks? He thinks you're an idiot. That's all I gotta say about that. So yeah, Corey Taylor went back at him and basically called Machine Gun Kelly a douchebag, a fucking idiot. So, you could be 50 wearing a mask, but you still kick some ass. That's what Slipknot does. I'm sorry. Let's see how you are when you're 50 there, Machine Gun Kelly. You probably won't even be around. You'll be irrelevant like you are right now. So, to you and your fans, fuck you. That's all I gotta say about that. All right. All right, so we get Down South Slang, the theme song, and we're off and running with NXT. We start off with a bunch of the young guys in the ring. We see the big man, Odyssey Jones, Braun Breaker, Rick Steiner's son. What's his name? Rick Steiner, was it Frankenreich, or what the fuck his name is? So we got Odyssey Jones, Braun Breaker, Carmelo Hayes, Josh Briggs, that Jensen guy. We also see Joe Gacy in a weird looking shirt. Yes, so basically the young guys in the ring, and then the NXT World Heavyweight Champion Tommaso Ciampa, the Psycho Killer, comes out with his beloved Goldie for the third time. He gets to the ring and he says it took him 908 days to get back Goldie, but he climbed to the top, took back Goldie, which he really never lost in the first place. Because I think he injured himself. They had to, he had to give up the belt and everything. He says it was worth. He says it was worth every second for the moment to stand in the ring and to say that to everyone that once again Tommaso Ciampa is your NXT champion. That's that. So then he's like, "What's that, Goldie? What's that? I fucked your brains out. What? Oh, sorry. He listens to Goldie for a moment. The crowd starts chanting, Goldie, Goldie. He's like, shh. What are you, Peter Avalon all of a sudden? Shh. So he tells Goldie, I missed you too. I bet you did. Who knows what Tommaso Ciampa does to that belt? Don't go there. I'm not going there. I'm not going there with, we all remember what happened with Paige and the old NXT Women's title. We all remember with that one. Nick knows about that. Anyway, so he says he tells Goldie, I missed you too, blah, blah, blah. So he says he missed it, he loves it, and what a time it is. NXT 2.0. He says the energy is contagious, fresh faces. And the crowd's like 2.0. I'm like, oh, is Parker and Parker and Lee gonna come out from AEW? We're like, oh, we're back. Everrise rules. They're back. No. Anyway, so Ciampa says you should like this because the young talent is busting their butts day in and day out and are ready to show the world just how good they are. So he calls out the people in the ring: Carmelo Hayes, Odyssey Jones, Braun Breaker. And then says there's, there's you. Then there's me. And he says he is, was, and always will be Mr. NXT. You might have to talk to Adam Cole about that one there, Tommaso. Just want to point that out. Because Adam Cole is, was, and always will be Mr. NXT, not you. So he says they can give themselves a fresh coat of paint, but what hasn't changed is what makes the place, this place so special. Then he looks around. He sees Alicia, the ring announcer. She's NXT. The commentators. We saw Beth fucking Phoenix. They're NXT. The crowd's going NXT, NXT. And he's like, the talent in the ring, you bet your ass they're NXT. Then he, talks about the fans, says that the heart, being the soul of NXT, they're the reason he can stand in the ring and do what he does. Then he says he's so damn happy to have them back and represent the brand. Then he says NXT 2.0 just became the A show. Well, in a way, I guess he's kind of right, because basically Raw sucks. SmackDown ain't that great either. So technically, yeah, NXT could be the A show. Raw last night did Raw on Monday night did 1.79 with Roman on the show, by the way. 1.79. The show wasn't that bad, but I mean, come on. We have Roman on the show. You had a pretty good 6-man tag to open the show, and then that triple threat match to end the show, and you get 1.79. I understand that you had Monday Night Football on a great game, Detroit and the Packers walloped the Lions and everything. But I mean, come on, you have stars on that show. You have a big star in Roman. You can't even get 2 million views. I'm sorry, Raw is the shits. And now you have Big E with the WWE title. You think you're gonna get ratings with that? I know Vince is desperate. That's why he brought Roman on the show. He's trying to get everything, the best matches possible so he can get ratings, and he's getting nothing. So, good job, Vince. Good job. You can't even get 2 million goddamn views. Even with your number one guy, the face of the company, our tribal chief. The tribal chief can't get even 2 million views from Monday Night Raw. For SmackDown, yeah, 2.2 they did on this past Friday. But for Raw, can't even get 2 million. That tells me Raw needs to go bye-bye. Just have SmackDown. Or just merge the... What I would do is just merge the goddamn roster. I would even have Raw and SmackDown. I'll just have one show, like Nitro. Or, to an extent, Thunder, but... I'll just have one show, a giant roster like AEW kind of has, even though they have 4 shows. I mean, but it is what it is. I mean, if you have like a giant roster like AEW has, yeah, maybe break it up a little bit. Elevation, Dark, Dynamite, Rampage. I mean, WWE doesn't have a big roster, but they have like 6 shows. What else? Yeah, Raw, SmackDown, NXT, Main Event, which barely gets any time, 205 Live, which is still a thing, I think. WWE's got 5 shows. Freaking AEW's got 4 shows. You don't see that in Ring of Honor. Not that there's a big roster in Ring of Honor, but it is what it is. Impact doesn't even have that. By the way, thank you to Scott D'Amore. I know you're a cuck and everything, but for what you did to Tommy Dreamer, but thank you for bringing back Melissa Santos. Even though for I think for one night, she did some ring announcing this weekend. I think it was just for the did something for the knockouts, I think it was. But yeah, Melissa Santos was doing the ring announcing. So it is what it is. New Japan doesn't have. I mean, he has a pretty good roster, but you don't they don't have a TV deal. They're basically on NewJapanWorld.com. I mean, they don't need. I mean, if they ever did get a TV deal, I mean, they had Access TV. I don't think they have it anymore, but they don't need to split their roster. It is what it is. By the way, G1 has started already. Holy shit! This is gonna be a good G1. I mean, already. I think it was night one. I think it was night even. I think it was night one or night one. I think Okada, Tanahashi, first round. Not the first round. First match. In I think they're in the A block, whatever block they're in. But yeah, the first match, not the first match of the show, but I'm saying the first match they had is against each other. Tanahashi, Okada, and I think Tanahashi won. I think I forget, but I mean, the first night you have Tanahashi and Okada. Yes, please. Give it to me again. But I don't see like I don't even think we'll see Tanahashi and Okada maybe in the finals of the whatever block they're in, but I can't even tell you who's gonna win that damn G1. I know Tanahashi's in it, Okada's in it. I think Show is in it. Jay White is not in it. Sucks. But it should be a good G1 when it's gonna end probably sometime early October. And then they gotta start going on, with going into the next shows for October, November, and then by the time Wrestle Kingdom 16 will come out in January of 2022. So, but that's all I gotta say about it. I know I went on a major tangent, but it is what it is. So Ciampa says that NXT 2.0 just became the A show. He tells the crowd to dig down deep and let the fans know that we are NXT. So basically, since Hunter couldn't do it because he's recuperating from his surgery on his heart condition, prayers to Triple H. I'm sorry, and everything, he's doing better. Thank the Lord for that. So, because we can't lose a guy like the Game. Not yet. Can't do that. So, glad he's recuperating at home with Stephanie. Hi, Steph. So hopefully he'll be back doing what he does best, and that is the day-to-day things of with NXT and all the other shit. But we'll see what happens. Let him recuperate for a couple months, and then he'll be back, around doing some NXT stuff. All right, so we get that. And then the revolving door of people coming out starts. What else is new? So, First off is our good friend Cameron Grimes to the moon. And Cameron comes out, says all the energy has got him fired up. And what's going to help that fire is the NXT Championship, which is the rocket fuel he needs to go, stay with me now, to the moon. So he gets the ring, and then Joe Gacy comes up to him and says, that's as charitable as it would be for Ciampa to give him an opportunity. So I'm like, okay. And then after that comes our good friend Eli Drake. And that's not an insult. That is just a fact of life. So he comes out and says it's a lot of hot garbage in the ring. And all the incels in the crowd should be chanting, "You deserve it," at him. Well, not really. And then, Ozzy Jones cuts him off and says, "Hey, Eli, didn't you lose not once but twice last week?" And then he was like, "Yeah, I did." So it is what it is. We got that. And then after that, we got the Bruiserweight, Pete fucking Dunne and Corey Taylor. I mean, Ridge Holland. Sorry. I'm sorry, Ridge Holland looks like freaking Corey Taylor. I mean, he does. I mean, take a picture of Corey Taylor. I mean, without the Slipknot mask and also take a picture of Corey Taylor and put it next to Ridge Holland. They look almost exactly alike. It's just scary. But anyway, they come out. Why not? Because everybody has to talk. You talk too much. So Pete Dunne gets the mic, and they get in the ring. They stare off with the Ciampa and the guys. Dunne says, "Here we are, NXT 2.0, all the fresh faces," and he's going to give them some advice. Make a name for yourself. So she's like, "Well, all I see, I'm in this ring, and all I see is a bunch of geezers who are scared to throw the first punch." So Ciampa's not he's an old guy. So Ciampa's like, "Who you calling geezer?" Boom, starts beating up Pete Dunne, and it turns into a humongous brawl, which ends with Braun Breaker and Ciampa brawling with Dunne and Ridge Holland. They get tossed to the outside. And then they have a big staring contest. And then we hear from Vic Joseph, "Oh, we got some commotion in the back. Let's go to it." So then we go to the back. We see Kaylee Ray, B-Fab. And it looked like, I think it was Elektra Lopez and some other chick. It was like 4 chicks fighting in the back. What was Kaylee Ray, B-Fab, Elektra Lopez, and I think Amari Miller, or whoever it was. They're fighting in the back. They're trying to break it up. It looks like a Jerry Springer moment. Big altercation because Vince wants NXT to be more edgier. So there you go. Here's some edginess. So then we go back to the ring. Dunne and Holland get knocked back out the ring, and then Braun Breaker gets the mic and says that the fans want to see this. They want to see a match. So he challenges Dunne and Holland to a tag team match player against them. So we get that, and that's your main event. So it is what it is. So I gave all that crazy 15 minutes of craziness 3 out of 5 stars, and that's pretty much all I gotta say about that. And we'll move on from there. Kushida taking on Roderick Strong of the Diamond Mine, who had the rest of Diamond Mine out. Ivy Nile, Henry Suzuki, and the Creed Bros, along with Malcolm Bivens. So I finally get this match after like a month of not getting it because Kushida was injured. It was a pretty decent match. Let me see how much time I got. Hold on 1 second. I'm going to paraphrase a little bit. It was a pretty back and forth match. Kushida started working over the arm, starts twisting Roddy's arm up, dropping back to the mat, wrenches it. Roddy rolls out the ring, go to break. You come back, and as always, the heels get control during the break. Roddy gets control, goes for the Olympic slam. Kushida counts with an arm drag. Then he goes to work again, some clotheslines, inverted atomic drop, and a hip toss, cartwheel hip toss drop kick. Flippity dippity doo. Then he hits a right hand, goes for a kick. Roddy dodges, and hits Kushida in the mouth. Then he starts going at it, puts Kushida on the top. He climbs, but Kushida counters with the arm lock, trying to go for the hoverboard lock. Leaps off to slam him down with the arm lock. Ouch. Then he starts going back to work again. Then Roddy comes back with a backbreaker and a belly-to-back suplex for a near fall. Goes off the ropes with a forearm, and then another one off the ropes with an even bigger impact. But Kushida counts a Roddy charging into locks in the hoverboard lock, throws Roddy into the center, but Roddy gets up. Kushida starts, hanging on and everything. And then he locks it in, and then Malcolm Bivens gets involved, puts Roddy's foot on the rope. He's like, he's over there, get the rope up. Foot on the rope, ref, foot on the rope. And then referee sees it. Surprised he didn't kick the rest of Diamond Mine out. So then Bivens, goes back to work again and distracts the ref as basically everybody in Diamond Mine beat the crap out of Kushida on the outside. They roll him in. Roddy hits the leaping knee. And then he finishes off Kushida with the end of Heartache. 1, 2, 3. We have a new Cruiserweight champion in Roderick Strong. And Diamond Mine gets his first piece of gold. And that's pretty much a 9-minute match. And I gave it 3 out of 5 stars. And that's that. So congratulations to Roddy. He gets the title. He had the North American title. Now he has the Cruiserweight title. He had the tag titles, even though it's the Freebird rule. Doesn't count. So he's 2/3 of the way there. To the Grand Slam. He just has to officially win the tag team titles and officially win the NXT championship to be a Grand Slam champion. But I'm glad he won. I think it was obvious he was going to win from the start of Diamond Mine, that this match with Kushida was going to happen. So Kushida's reign ends at 195 days. So we'll see what happens with Kushida. He'll probably get a rematch and all that. But anyway, before he can get a rematch, after the match, Grayson Waller, who was out with Drake Maverick last week, and after Drake basically got his ass handed to him by Greek Holland, and good lord, he comes out and says, "Let's hear for the new champ, yeah." So he says that after what happened to his little buddy Drake last week, he's realizing that NXT 2.0 is a jungle, but no one is built to survive in the jungle like him. So then he challenges Roddy to put up the title next week. And so everybody's like, "Yeah, let's do it! Title match next week, yeah!" So Bivens, starts yelling at him for interrupting the celebration. And then Roddy's like, "Come here. What's that?" So Bivens says, "All right, Grayson Waller, next week you got your match." And that's all I gotta say about that. Let me just check something myself. Getting some weird notification. Hold on one second. So, getting some stuff, and that's that. So next week we got Roddy defending the time as new champ against Grayson Waller, and we'll see what happens with that. Trying to get to this thing, and it's not going there. What I want to do. All right, so we got that. So like I said, 3 out of 5 stars for that match, and congratulations to Roddy on winning the cruiserweight title. And that's that. All right. And then we move on from, and my computer's kind of going slow. This one is. All right. Then we get another vignette of another newcomer to NXT. We saw him last week. Tony D'Angelo, the Stallion Chicago. But this time we saw him in Chicago last week. This week we see him at the docks. He's talking about how his family has had many interests across the Atlantic coast. They have always been focused on business and family. What family? You mean the mafia? No. And when it comes, they're dead serious. And a third item can be added to that list: his success in WWE. So he's coming to NXT 2.0 soon. I don't know when he will debut, but I like this guy. You know, he's Italian. He's full-blooded Italian, like your boy here. But we'll see. I can see what he does in the ring, because I don't know who the hell he is. I think he's like some guy they just, one of the enhancement talents, from the Performance Center. It would be nice if like Nunzio was his manager, right, or something, a nice full-blooded Italian type, type thing. Yeah, Tony D'Angelo, you got Nunzio, and then but then again, you might get the hate for that. Maybe they'll bring in Sal Graziano to be his bodyguard or something like that, if they can find him. So I don't know where Sally Graziano is. He may be stuck. He may be stuck in like the back of Domino's Pizza. I don't know. Probably eating a whole ton of pizza. I don't know. And that's that. Give me 1 second. Hold on 1 second. Getting notifications up. All right, I'll answer them later. Right now, I'm busy. All right, so we're gonna probably see Tony Baloney, Tony D'Angelo in the next coming weeks. All right, then we get another vignette, a video of belching of Josh Briggs and Brooks Jensen, who formed a tag team last week. Like I said, this Western boys thing. They talk about how they first met. When they first met, they got into a fight after Briggs lost in the NXT Breakout Tournament. They say that the tag team division is in trouble, and it doesn't matter which team starts the fight because they are going to finish it. So that's nice to hype up the tag team division. And that's pretty much it. So we'll see what happens with them. So I give that 2.25 out of 5 stars. All right, then we get to our next match. We got the former NXT UK Women's Champion, Kaylee Ray, as she takes on Amari Miller, who is from St. Louis, Missouri, representing Kansas City. Yep. So we get a promo from her, and then Kaylee Ray comes out with her nice entrance and all that. This Amari Miller chick, she comes and she's like, and then I'm like, oh, How's that Bubbles? Bubbles, Shannon. Oh, come on, Shannon. I'm Ozzy Osbourne, the Prince of fucking Darkness. Evil. What's fucking evil about Bubbles, Shannon? Bubbles in wrestling, ladies and gentlemen. Bubbles. Good lord. Anyway, this match was pretty short, like a and a half match. You know, Amari got a little bit of offense in, but much as Kaylee Ray hits the KLR bomb after a jawbreaker, goes sidekick. Kaylee Ray caught it. KLR bomb, say that 5 times fast, and gets the win. And that's that. So I give that 2 out of 5 stars. And that's all I got to say about that. All right, after that, we go to the back with Mackenzie Mitchell. She's talking with Bron Breakker, asking him about it's a big night for him, and he heard Ciampa's he is, and who better to do it with than so Mr. Reichensteiner picked up champion, a 2-time TNA champion. You know, now he's in and then you had that epic stare down with him at the end. So you go from curtain jerker to main event just like that. Bing! You're a star. See what happens in the main event. 2.2 out of 5. So get this done really quickly because we had to wrap up a burrito. All that other shite. Is Nick still with me? Or are you still alive? Are you awake? I haven't heard you. You haven't said that, Nick, and now you're not like talking. Or just listening? That's fine. Just want to hear my sexy voice, but it is what it is. All right. Member of the NXT 2.0 roster, WWE's first Singapore superstar, and that man is Dante Chen. Well, with a last name like Chen, you would think he'd be Oriental, like or Japanese or Chinese or even Korean, but he's from Singapore. That's what it is. So he's going to be taking on Trey Baxter in a little bit. Dante Chen has to offer. That's that. All right, then we go to a video from earlier in the day. Some guy, not the soul of some young guy, but and he's talking to random people, I guess. He opens the door and he's like, "I'm going in first." So he's like, "No." So he lets the ladies through, and then the guy that tried to cut in, he takes this guy and slams the guy right into the door. Oh boy. Well, that's a good way to make a first impression. It wasn't Adam Cole, baby. It wasn't me, but whoever this guy is, we'll see. Well, he's got he's a ladies' man. He lets the ladies go in first. It's Damian Priest. No, it's not him. But it is what it is. So I give that 2 out of 5 stars. All right, then we go back inside. Well, we continue going inside the Nickelodeon Studios at the Capitol Wrestling Center with our next match, Trey Baxter against the debuting Dante Chen. And thank you for coming, Trey Baxter, because this lasted 58 seconds. 58 seconds. Filler match. Basically, Baxter did a couple of things. Comes out of the corner, ducks a clothesline, hits a suplex, goes up top on the opposite side, but Dante Chen cuts him off. Baxter leaps off the top again. Goes for an inside cradle, like Chen caught him, picks him up, slams him down for the win. So he kind of like how you do an inside cradle, and like picked him up. So yeah, kind of inventive way to win, but yeah, it is what it is. But yeah, 58 goddamn seconds. Sucks to be you, Trey Baxter. Back to catering you go. So yeah, so Dante Chen wins his debut match, and a match I gave 1.5 out of 5 stars, 1.5 out of 5. Thank you for coming. Your shit break match of the night, and that's all I gotta say about that. All right, yeah, basically NXT 2.0 is like a developmental show. It's like an indie show, and not a good indie show at that. So anyway, after that we get Andre Chase, Harlem Bravado. For those of you who don't know who he is, the guy that that was at the wedding last week. How Beth fucking Phoenix was like, let's just after the case, and it's like somebody say Andre Chase, and then I was like, sit down. Andre Chase is opening up Andre Chase University, a place of higher learning. And he says the first lesson is about Odyssey Holmes, or Jones, I should say, and how he failed to get ahead by losing in the NXT Breakout Tournament Finals to Carmelo Hayes, of course. So he makes fun of him making making colors in the finals match, and then someone raises their hand for a question, and his name is Steve. His name is Steve. 1 second. Oh, I gotta stop yelling because those is anyway, so I gotta be quiet now. So I'm not gonna yell that much. So we get Steve, this guy named Steve. He raises his hand and says, "Didn't Odyssey beat him in the opening round?" So Chase asks, "Who are you, Steve? Who you ever beat?" And then tells him to get the out. So it looks like Andre Chase is trying to do a Dean Douglas type gimmick, or the Genius type gimmick, Lanny Poffo type gimmick, or maybe what's his name, Matt Striker type gimmick with being a teacher or something like that. It is what it is. I give that 2 out of 5 stars, and that's all I gotta say about that. All right, then we see Cam walk into the ring. But first, before that, we're back in the ring. Gacy ring. He gets on the mic again. The ring is a safe space where differences are settled. He's not going to use his male privilege and a bunch of other buzzwords. Yeah. Yeah, man. I'm not liking what they're doing with Joe Gacy. He goes from losing in I think the first round of the tournament, which he should have won, to doing this weird gimmick. He's wearing a gray dress shirt, talking like a moron, from a guy that was not, but CCW World Heavyweight Champion, for CCW Wide Champion, which is basically like the TV title. Should have went to EW. That's all I gotta say about that. All right, so then we go to Cameron Grimes against Joe Gacy, back and forth, but in the end, Gacy goes for a powerbomb. Cameron flips out of it. Gacy with a pump kick. Then Grimes nails Gacy, coming off the ropes with the cave in. 1, 2, 3. Cameron Grimes picks up the and that's that. Afterwards, Gacy tries handshaking. Cameron's like, "Fuck your handshake." Or actually, he wanted a handshake and a hug. But then Cameron's like, "Get out of here." So he's like, Gacy rolls out and he goes back to the back. What a waste of time that was. Match was like 2 minutes and 41 seconds. Like I said, some of these matches are going to be really short in NXT. I mean, that's fine in indie, but I mean, you got a 2-hour show, you got to fill time, but you want to sit there. You want to come out. You're a newcomer. You want to have a match. You know, you want to make an impact in NXT 2.0, and you come out. It's like okay, Jimmy Salami, Jimmy, whatever your name is. Okay, Jimmy, you gotta go out there for like 58 seconds. You're gonna lose in 58 seconds. All right, so just go out there and get the fuck back in. Like, you know, get the Al Snow treatment. Pin me, pay me. That's it. I get that. All right, then we get a recap of the wedding from last week, which went smoothly. So everybody's wondering, well, what happened after? Well, we're gonna find out next week. As next week we get the honeymoon of Dexter, Gaylord Loomis, and Indy Hartwell. So, I wonder what that's gonna be. Let's think. You know, if you watch the wedding and how Indy was calling Dexter her freak, and everybody's like, and Dexter's like, you can only imagine what the honeymoon is gonna be. And how like I said, Vince wants NXT to be risque and edgier. Can you say sex? Can you say well, not live sex celebration like Edge and Lita, but get something like that? Kind of weird, especially seeing creepy Dexter Loomis, but trying to get it on with Indy, you know, trying to consummate their marriage. Like I said, I think Vince is desperate for ratings. So I mean, why not? Why not show Indy Hartwell in basically lingerie and Dexter? Who knows? Good lord if they show Dexter naked or something like that. I just had a vision. All right, so we got the honeymoon of Index next week, and see how that goes. It's going to be risque, or is it going to be pretty much a bunch of nothing? So that's that. All right. After that, we get another vignette with Von Wagner, basically saying last week didn't go his way, and you can either bitch or put in work. He's an intentional man, and his work at NXT has just begun. I think he's got a bright future, this guy. He showed me a lot. I like this guy. Von Wagner. Sounds like Von Kaiser. You know, the guy from, Mike Tyson's Punch-Out. Was it Von Kaiser? What was his name in Punch-Out? Von Kaiser, right? Or Von whatever his name is. I think it's like the second guy you fight in Mike Tyson's Punch-Out. You fight Glass Joe, and I think the second guy is Von Kaiser. And then you fight that Japanese guy. Piston Honda. Whatever his name is. That was a good game. Mike Tyson's Punch-Out was a good game. Just like when you get to Mike Tyson, it's just the hard part. It's easy all the way through, and then by the time you get to Super Macho Man, well, actually before you get to Super Macho Man, you got to fight Mr. Sandman with his those freaking uppercuts that come out so quick. You gotta hit the directional button. Like you go bap, 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 bap. You gotta go back and forth just to freaking get out of the way, and it's very hard. Every time I get up to him, I lose, and I have to start all over. Not all over, but get back my belts and everything, and then I get up to him. He's cheap with those those uppercuts of doom he hits. And then when you finally do beat him, you get the Super Macho Man. not the macho man, Randy Savage, yeah. You know, but you get up to him, and he's kind of a bitch too. But you know, if you're quick, you know, you can beat him. I finally got the Super Macho Man, knocked him out in 2 minutes. Didn't take me 2 rounds to beat him. Like it took me to 3 rounds to beat Mr. Sandman. I won by decision, and then Super Macho Man was like, this guy sucks. Beat him, and then get to Mike Tyson. You know, and he's cheap once in a while too, but you know they should have had it like another guy right before Tyson. I mean, you win like 3 titles, and then you get up to Mr. Sandman, Super Macho Man, and then you get to Tyson. But they should have had a guy after Super Macho Man, like Evander Holyfield, or I don't know. They could have had another crappy character like they had in the original Punch Out. Body blow, uppercut, quick check. Man, remember that game when you used to go to the arcade? You play, they had the original Punch Out. That was a good game. That was good. Anyway, we'll move on. All right. So from Von Wagner, we'll see what happens with him. And that's pretty much it. All right. Then we get to another squash match. We had Elektra Lopez taking Anna Shear. Okay. This match lasted a minute and a half. 1 second. Basically, Elektra beat the crap out of her, called her a nobody, and Anna tried to fight back, and then she leaps. She gets caught by Elektra Lopez, hits a big slam, and then she picks her up in a suplex position, and then she transitions to a power slam. 1, 2, 3, 91 second suckfest. Thank you for coming, Anna Shear. That's all I gotta say about that. That's all I give that 1.5 out of 5 stars, and that's that. All right. Afterwards, Escobar, who's out with them, and Legado. She says he says Elektra is class, elegance, sophistication, power, and more, and it's all under the umbrella of one word: familia. He says that Elektra completes Legado, and then Elektra says that what she did tonight is just a taste of what the First Lady of Legado is going to unleash on BFAB and NXT 2.0. So she calls her out, says you can keep talking, but we all know that's all. It's just all it is. It's all talk. And if you don't like it, you can get your skinny butt out here right now. So on cue, here comes Hit Row. Now you don't know. Now you know. So BFAB. So they come out, and then BFAB comes from behind, attacks Elektra, and then Legato's just like standing there, like, let the bitches fight. And they just stand in the ring, just looking on while BFAB and Elektra have a cat fight. And then Hit Row pull BFAB out and separates the ladies as much as BFAB wants to beat the living crap out of Elektra. And that's all I gotta say about that. So I gave the aftermath of that 2.25 out of 5 stars, and that's it. So more with Hit Row and Legado. And it's gonna come to an end, come to a head pretty damn soon. And that's all I gotta say about that. All right, then we go backstage where we see Cora Jade. Didn't she used to tag team with Gigi Dolan? Anyway, you see Cora Jade. She's looking for Trey Baxter. She finds him in his locker room, and basically tells him to chin up. Basically, hey, it's okay. It's a loss, honey. Just take the loss. Chin up, and then she basically makes out with the guy. So Trey Baxter goes from losing in 58 seconds to getting basically kissed by some random chick. Go figure. So I guess we got another love story on our hands with with Cora Jade and Trey Baxter. It is what it is. So I gave that 2 out of 5 stars. All right, then we see we see Taya Valkyrie and her posse. Uh, Jessica Maya and Robert Stone. Robbie E. They get confronted by the NXT Women's Champion Raquel Gonzalez, who basically says that, well, since we didn't have our match on last week, we're going to do it next week. So we get that. So we're going to get the title match that we didn't see. We were supposed to get last week during the rebrand, but now we're going to get it this week. So they just had the rebrand. They just moved everything around and everything. So that's going to be next week. It should be a pretty good match. I hope Taya wins the belt, but I don't think she'll win. But you never know. And then we see somebody named Lash Legend. Another random chick. Lash Legend. Mary Legend? No. Lash Legend. Some random chick. She approaches them and says that her talk show debuts next week, and that's something to talk about. Okay, would you Bruce Pritchard? Something to talk about? Yep, this is new. This is it. This is NXT 2.0 run by Bruce Pritchard and Vince McMahon. Something to talk about. He had to put that in because people want to listen to his crappy podcast, which sucks. It is what it is. Yeah, so we'll see what Lash Legend's all about next week. Makes me want to vomit. All right, so I give that 2 out of 5 stars. All right, then we go to next match. Odyssey Jones in a 2-on-1 handicap match against Kerry Millman and what? Close the door. Oh, be quiet. Anyway, so I gotta finish this up before I beat the crap out of her. So we got Odyssey Jones taking on Kerry Millman and Darren Chiappetta. Nice names. Odyssey Jones beats these two jabronis, pins them both with a. Well, it goes to the second rope, leans down on both men, pins them 1, 2, 3, so he gets the win. A little over 2-minute match. That's that. So we'll get that. Whoopty damn freaking do. And then after the match, Andre Chase comes in with a chair, tries to hit Jones with it, but the chair breaks, and basically nothing happens. So that's that. Whoopty damn freaking do. All right, after that, we go backstage. Grayson Waller is approached by Carmelo Hayes, who teases potentially cashing in his title shot next week after the Cruiserweight title match between him and Roddy. So we'll see what happens with that. All right, then we get a look at Ikemen Jiro and his wardrobe, and learn that his name means handsome man. And yeah, that's why he needs the jackets. Okay. So that's that. Okay, gotta wrap this up. All right, after that, we get Toxic Attraction. That's Mandy Rose's group. They come out, and Mandy says when she came to NXT 2.0, she came to be a gift for NXT. She realized that the division needed a woman like her. Blah 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 blah. Says it's disgusting how the fans made fun of her. Basically made her a GIF. Because after she got her face broken by Saray. She realized that we treated her like they do with Gigi and JC, but the girls don't care about what anyone thinks of them. They help Mandy realize that there's a beast inside her. She says this is what the NXT women's division is going to be like. And basically, Gigi and JC want a shot at the NXT women's tag team champions. So we'll see what happens with that. What pisses me off is that they took away Sweet Dreams by Marilyn Manson. And they gave him some garbage theme. Why? Why did you take that great song away from them? 2 words: Vince McMahon. Can never have anything good in the world. Can never have anything good. All right, so after that, we go to the back. Mackenzie has the women's tag team champions, Io and Zoe Stark. Ask them about their challenge. Io's like, I don't like you, but I want to face them. So he's like, hey, maybe we should have talked about this first. But okay. So she's fine with it. And then we have another woman come in, and her name is Persia. She approaches and says Indy will want another shot at the titles when she gets back from her honeymoon. So I guess Persia is one of those. I think she was one of the bridesmaids. I don't know. So who are these people? Like anyway. All right. So next week we got the women's tag team title match between tag team titles. Zoe Stark and Io taking on Toxic Attraction, Gigi Dolan and Casey Jane with Mandy Rose at ringside. See if titles change. I don't think they will yet, but it is whiz. Then we have Raquel Gonzalez and Frankie Monet, or Taya Valkyrie for the NXT Women's title, and for the Cruiserweight title, we got Roddy versus Grayson Waller. So should be good on episode 3 of NXT 2.0. That's it. All right, then we go to the main event. Pete fucking Dunne and Ridge Holland taking on Braun Breaker and Tommaso Ciampa. A pretty good match. They went all over the place and they beat the crap out of each other. And all right, long story short, let's just finish this up. Getting to the end, Holland goes out. No, sorry, no, it's gonna be for that. Braun and Ridge stare off in the ring, start repeatedly striking each other. Double clothesline takes both men down. Pete Dunne tries to get him, but Ciampa breaks it up before being tossed to the outside. Holland goes out to get I think something, and then we see Kyle O'Reilly come out and takes Ridge Holland out, getting his revenge. And then while in the ring, Ciampa with the Willow's Bell, the DDT on Pete fucking Dunne. And then Braun Breaker comes in, hits the Power Slam, that military press Power Slam he hit last week. Hits it on Pete Dunne. 1, 2, 3. Braun Breaker and Tommaso Ciampa get the win. Pretty decent match. I gave 3 out of 5 stars. And that's it. So, Rick Steiner's son is getting a huge push right now in NXT 2.0. So we'll see what happens with that. And that's it. After the match, Braun teases, they're celebrating, and Braun teases not letting go of the NXT title, but eventually does, and Ciampa and him celebrate in the ring. And that's it. So maybe Braun Breaker gets a title shot against Ciampa coming up. Not that he's going to win, but that's all I got to say about that. All right. That's all I got to say about that. So NXT was... So I gave it 5 out of 10 stars. Let me know what you guys thought of the show down below. And that's it. All right, let's finish up with Nick, and then we're gonna wrap up this burrito, and that's it. Ugh. All right, Tommaso Ciampa? No, not Tommaso Ciampa. Nick is listening. He's still watching, thank God. 58 seconds, Nick. Dante Chen. Go figure. Von Kaiser. Mike Tyson's Punch Out, and forgot that one. Piston Honda. Yeah, you gotta find it twice. In that stupid freaking thing. That great game. They should have made a sequel out of that, but they never did. Anyway, Nick says NXT was meh. That's what it was, and that's all I got to say about that. All right, everybody. Thank you all for watching. Once again, 5 out of 10 for NXT 2.0 this week, and that's it. But tomorrow night is the big one. Dynamite Grand Slam from Arthur Ashe Stadium in Queens, New York City. I know Nick will be there live and in living color, so have a great time there, Nick. And we'll see what happens with Dynamite Grand Slam. And that's it. Oh yeah, they did make a sequel, Super Punch Out on them. That was on the Super Nintendo, right? Or the Wii? Whatever. But yeah, that's pretty much it. So Dynamite Grand Slam tomorrow. It's going to be an epic 2-hour epic show tomorrow night. And they're taping the first part of Rampage. They're taping before Dynamite, and then after Dynamite goes off the air at 10 o'clock, they're going to tape the second part of Rampage Grand Slam. So yeah. So I think it starts at I think it starts at 7. Well, I think the doors open at, I don't know when the doors open, but I would think at 7. I think 7 o'clock they're going to start the first part of Rampage, tape that, then have Dynamite live from 8 to 10, and then from 10 to, I would say, about 11, they'll tape the second part of Rampage, and then everybody goes home. So at least you're not going to be there till 12 o'clock at night, or maybe 1 o'clock. Who knows? But at least that's what AEW is doing tomorrow night. First part of Rampage, that's right before Dynamite, then Dynamite Grand Slam, and then second part of Rampage Grand Slam, and then that's it. That's it. So Rampage is not live on Friday. So it should be live, but that's just me. That's it. So should be a great night of action tomorrow night, and then what we see on Friday night on the 2-hour Rampage, and that's it. All right, that's it. Thank you for watching, everybody. I gotta go take a piss and wrap up the burrito. So thank you to Nick for coming in, and that's all I gotta say about that. So thank you for watching. Peter Gomez signing off for the night. Peace out. Rock on. Go fuck yourselves, and adios. See you later.